Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and this is Supercoach Pro. Today's video, we're doing the final preview of the year, going into round 23, grand final week of everybody's Supercoach. So good luck out there to everybody. Make sure you stick the VC on someone that can go really big, even a pod this week if you really have to. And then, probably go for the consistency. So let's go through the side. Look, pretty consistent. Tom Stewart, not rewarding me. Sort of that Mills effect. You pick two really premium players and they miss games in the back end of the season, and that's what really hurts you. So definitely next year, something to consider is holding on trades even to the final round, even if it's just one. So Bianco on that extended bench, if you have a look there. So hopefully he gets actually named because I'm sure a lot of people in the same position with some interesting D6 and F6 covers at the moment. So there's no point really tracking any emergencies on these players, but that's fine. Now, for my side specifically, I have to use a McRae tonight for the VC, and unless somebody like McRae isn't playing, then I could use a VC on somebody else. But it looks like if I use the VC on McRae and he goes well, I can use Reeves as my loophole. So I don't want to get caught out like I did last week and realise that I actually didn't have a proper loophole, and that you'd take two emergency scores and the lowest one would be what Supercoach takes as your score. So I don't want to find myself in that position again. Such a brain fade, especially so late in the piece, to be doing those things. So definitely check your loopholes too and don't stuff up. It's the final week of the year. So that's what I'm going into. So VC McRae, we'll just have a look at his scores real quick. He's probably one of the only players, him and Bont, that you would VC in tonight's game, unless it was an Ollie Wines type of player as well, I guess. He's got a 113, 142 in there, and a 115. So nothing too great, like no big score there, like 170 sort of score. But look, if McRae scores a 130 like he did last week, I'll definitely be taking that for sure. In terms of captain options, who do we go for? Probably not liking Clary against the Cats. His last three, what do we got? 111, 141, 123, and 130. I just don't feel like his form in the last 6-7 weeks are fantastic. I mean, before, from rounds like 1 to 11 were amazing. He was averaging 127 points. And then there's just been a drop off. He's down to 121, which doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot of scores that haven't hit the ton. You got a 94 after round 12 there, an 87, a 98, and a 93. So I don't really want to bank Clary. Also, don't know if I really want to start him next year. I know that sounds a really strange call because he's been so consistent, and he's only a young player. But I'm really not sure about him. He hasn't really sold me this year, especially the last half of the year. So he's not one I really want to captain. I'm doing this pretty much live. I haven't really looked too much into it this week, so it probably gives you a bit of reality to this video. Like Freo, St Kilda, what do you do? Jack Steele, he's normally pretty consistent. He's probably the one in form that you'd want to see, to be honest. I know he only scored 100 against the Cats, and he can have a non-existent third or fourth quarter, which is pretty Jack Steele type. But against Fremantle with no Fife and players like that, I'd probably prefer Steele. It's at Blundstone, which is really weird. And then I probably don't trust Sam Walsh. I mean, he plays the Giants, and Lockie Ash, I think, does tagging at the moment. He's got a tagging role back there. So I don't really trust Walsh. Merritt, I don't really trust either. I know he's got Collingwood. He's probably a big game player against the Pies. We'll have a look at those scores as well. He's not. Okay, so Merritt's off the list there. Laird's probably a sneaky one, I guess, against North Melbourne. he's someone you could probably really consider, depending on how your score's going for the week. You could use him as the last pick. He scored 105, which is an amazing against North Melbourne. Mills, I don't trust that foot that we had no idea about, so he's really killed my season. He's been like the top averaging player, but hasn't done much for me in the last 5-6 weeks, to be honest. He doesn't really score well against Gold Coast, which is interesting. He's got a 136 there, so this year he has, but previous he hasn't. But just that foot's too risky. So for me, look, I'm probably just going to go VC McRae. He scores even 125. I'll probably take that now. Ranking slipped up the last 3-4 weeks from being 300 to 500 to 800 to now out to 1900. So it's not looking great. Stay in that top 2K, that'd be nice. It's still technically a top 1% finish. I don't trust Grundy and any of these other players. If you haven't noticed, Zeebel's out, so be wary there. I've got to play Norton again. He's going to be in my season killers. I'm never going to pick a young key forward again. So I've got to use him. Waitman as cover going into the round, so hopefully there's no injuries because I don't really want Waitman as a 40-50 potential in the forward line. Hoping Coleman Jones can deliver against Hawthorn. Look, they've got McAvoy there, so hopefully he can do something and even kick a few snags. That'd be great. So yeah, look, the side's looking all right going into the last week. I'm pretty sure I'm eliminated out of 3 out of 4 of my finals. So look, if you've got any comments, leave them in below. I'll try to reply as quick as I can. The last time I'll be able to check my phone is in between 5 and 5:30 because I'm working tonight until I think 11 p.m. So chuck in the comments. I'll try to reply as quick as I can if you do got any last minute queries. And look, if you got any primos that aren't playing, obviously trade them out because what's the point of holding to your trades? You don't get them for next year. And on that note too, if you are trading in a player, just bring in a player that's in form for the last 3 or 4 weeks. By average, I'd sort by around the last 3, let's say. And then I would ease it from who they're playing this week. Like, are they playing North Melbourne? Are they playing Carlton? Those are the sort of teams you want to grab a player for the final round. And look at their scoring history against those teams because that's another big factor too. So that's the side going into round. Hopefully you guys have some better luck than myself in the last previous weeks. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you.